All right, man. What's going on, everybody, man? Welcome back to obviously another show, man. So, look, we're talking about Colorado today, okay? So, forgive me for the background noise. I am outside. I'm not in my usual kind of studio atmosphere. Decided to be outside with the trees and the nature and give y'all the real outside. So, if y'all hear a little bit, forgive me for that. But we got to talk Colorado, man, and we're going to talk the Buffaloes, man. They're going viral right now, and there's a clip going around on the internet with Julian Lewis obviously at the forefront. I'm going to show you guys, and then obviously all of the Colorado players pretty much getting ready for their spring game. Now, this has raised some concerns, obviously for Colorado, as you guys can see. Going back, uh, here it is. Here, this is Julian Lewis. Now, you guys' point, he's not the biggest dude, even in high school. Julian Lewis was not a big dude, right? But the dude is a gunslinger. He gonna be able to throw the ball. Now, to you, the guy's point, I do think that he needs to add on a little bit more to his size and his frame. But we're not finna sit out of that Julian Lewis can't ball. We're not finna sit here and act like he's not that guy. He's not a difference maker. He can't make plays consistently. Like we know that. But to you guys' point, I do think he needs to add more to his frame, obviously, of course. But I think that's part of it, obviously. And then this was the rest, right? You see him, he's not the biggest, but then the offensive lineman, like this part right here was really concerning because like why are these guys trekking out? You know what I'm saying? They're supposed to be way bigger than this. You know what I'm saying? So that part's concerning. And then you see some of these guys, and it's gotten so bad. Some people are even saying, is that a high school team? You know what I'm saying? That they trying out there? What's going on with their strengthening conditioning? Right? What is their coach doing? They need nutritionists. This is what's being basically said on the internet. Now I'm not gonna disrespect Coach Prime or everything he got going on, but I will say these dudes do look pretty small. If I had to be 100% honest, like look at 6. That's crazy. Now, to the fans' points, I know that's gonna watch the video. They're gonna be like, nah, these are some of these guys are specialists. Some of these guys do certain things. I'm not gonna deny that. But again, those guys are not very big. All right. Now I know Alejandro Mata, like when he played for Colorado, he wasn't the biggest guy ever. You know what I'm saying? When he was kicking that ball for him, he was doing different things. So I understand that standpoint of it. That makes obviously a lot of sense. But in my opinion, that is way too small for number 6, man. He should be way bigger than obviously that and trekking out there with that size and obviously that stature, in my humble opinion. Okay. So that's what you have going on there, man. So they do look small. And a lot of people been getting on me, they're like, Nas, you don't know what you're talking about. Because I always talk about Jordan Seaton. Now, I don't remember. This is a former Colorado player. I don't remember when Jordan Seaton was looking like this with Colorado, right? They said the last year he was with them, he was starting to put on that frame. He was starting to kind of look like this right before he left and hit the portal and went to LSU. But to me, I see the transformation. Like y'all can argue with yourselves, but bro looks different. He looks a little bit more. I don't want to say the word slender, a little more toned. You're seeing it more definition in his legs, right? You see him do a whole bunch of different things, right? Like this transformation for him is much different to me. He looks more athletic. He's moving faster. He's looking more crisp. That's just my personal opinion. And he played for Colorado, right? So again, it's not a knock on the program. I'm not one of those guys that disrespects Colorado, right? I like to give love to everybody, man. But it is a little concerning to see obviously the team kind of look that way. But then when you see Jordan seeing and kind of his transformation, how he's been looking this offseason formerly at Colorado, it is a little bit concerning. But if I'm Coach Prime, I got to do what I got to do. I got to bring in the recruits that I can. Now, he's always very active in the portal, but something does need to be done. I will say Juju probably needs to add on more to his frame. You got to get bigger guys, obviously, to come in there. But I think part of it, guys, too, is they hit the portal so hard, right? Like Colorado is not a team that really grows and develops. No disrespect, right? And I'm not saying like this is a sorry program because it's not, but they don't really grow and develop. And when I say that, like they get a lot of their guys from the portal, right? Over 40 guys the last 2 to 3 years. That's what Coach Prime has kind of been adamant on. And it works, right? We look at Texas Tech, we never question them, right? But I think the difference is you see, like, I think even in their weight room, they don't have a weight or a pound like that's under 40 pounds, right? That's a little like you need those kind of standards. Now, again, it is just one clip. I don't know the Colorado program, I'm not in there. All I do is, saying study, see what I see, take clips and talk about it. Uh, but there's something will need to be done because when you play Texas Tech, like they're not playing around. You know what I'm saying? There's some big boys in the Big 12. You know what I'm saying? So from a talent perspective, from a production perspective, I'm not really worried about Julian. Like he's not gonna always be the biggest guy. There's plenty of guys in the NFL that aren't that big at the QB spot, like Kyler Murray and others that have been very successful, you know. But I think you're gonna have to surround with more talent, get more people in there, You know what I'm saying? Make sure this team go. I do think this team will be better than most people think, right? I do think they have a high ceiling. I do think this is a team that can win 6 or 7 games this year, contrary to popular belief. I do believe in the Buffs and that they can do that, right? Because I think they have the quarterback. I think they have Boot Carter. They have some talent. Danny Scudero, who was a spring standout, obviously, with Colorado. They got talent, right? So everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, 2-10 season incoming for Colorado. Colorado's gonna be sorry this year." I don't think so. I think they're gonna be right there, middle of the pack, and I think next year, another year with Coach Prime, some of that talent they have, they go and get the talent they need in order to kind of get back where they were a few years ago with Travis and obviously his son Shador, right? But I will say they do got to kind of do something with the weight training and the conditioning. I'm not sure, but I do know Coach Prime has kind of moved guys around, brought in different coaches for different things, defensive line, what I'm saying, offensive line. It does kind of change a lot, but that's the nature of college football, right? Look at head coach Brent Key, pretty much gutted, whole staff gone, had to redo the whole staff. So that's a part of it, man. It's not going to be perfect. So I will say, yes, I am concerned, but at the same time, I know what Julian Lewis is, so I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh man, he's going to be frail and go out the first game. I don't think so. But the kid is smaller than what we probably would have imagined or would have liked or would have hoped. But they do have a pretty good team, so I think they should be just fine, in my humble opinion, of what they're doing. All right, so that is the viral clip. That is my reaction to Colorado and the Bluffs. And again, could be much to do about nothing, man. This could be a team that's dangerous next year, but they do, I think, have to work on that a little bit and getting those guys prepared because you want some of your freshmen to contribute and play, right? Like I was talking with Coach Key yesterday down at Georgia Tech, and he even said so, like, yeah, the freshmen got to hit the weight room, right? And he's meant everybody. Like, I think Nathan Ngame looks good for his size and his stature as a true freshman, but even say he got to hit the weight room, right? And set it kind of across the board. But that's the kind of mentality that you have to have and have to say. Now, again, I don't know. I don't watch the press clippings for Colorado or Buffs TV or Buffs culture. So I don't know what Coach Prime and his team has going. But I do know you need that mentality if you're going to take that step forward as a program and you're going to win a weight room and do the things that you need to do. I do know that. But again, we'll see. It'll be fun to preview it. They got a lot of dogs out there. Talked about Boot Carter. Talked about Dennis Scudero. The running back room looks pretty good. Obviously, Julian Lewis been doing his thing. You got some pretty good edge rushers, man. Obviously, Rodney Colton is a guy to continue to watch. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun, man. But comment down below. Is it much to do about nothing, or is it more meat to the bone on this one? Let me know down in the comments.